beards, how to groom, how to wax, what products to buy, what tool, what scissors to use. You know, do you shave, or do you trim, or do you cut, or do you pluck? They were all the answers that you're going to get from tonight's session. And if that fails and nobody's interested in that, we're going to be talking about property. We're going to be talking about money. I'm talking about investments. We're going to be talking about project management. So write all those things in the comments, and plus also write about what things is it you want, because I will seek out the people that we can talk in depth about the subject. So what is it? You want more on developments? You want more on buy to let? You want more HMOs? You want more on raising finance? You want, crowdfunding? You want, what else you need? You want project management? You want architecture? What you tell me, what is it you want? You want portfolio management? You want deal sourcing, finding strategies? You want building a property portfolio with a busy schedule? We don't like the word busy, but that seems to be in the title tonight, and maybe that might just help. So whoever is watching this, so first of all, Greg, get you doing it as well. We need to get this shared. Yeah, we need to get this shared online. So whoever's watching this now, please comment. Let us know who you are, where you are, and where you are. What is it that you're doing? Well, apparently, here we go. Yeah, we're live on this thing now. And what we want you to do is we want you to share this on your timeline, because this is going to be an open book. Yeah, tonight, Gregg and Stacy, we're going to be talking about who's this? 2 people have shared. What does it say? 2 people have shared this live video with their friends. Yeah, I'll share it as well. Let's do this. Write a post. Share it on my wall. Yeah, awesome, Charlotte. So start tagging people. Let's tag at least 20 people. Charlotte's a high performer, so she'll probably tag 20 or 30 or 50 people. Maybe she might go for 100 tonight.
Absolutely.
We just want to give people the opportunity to see it come up because you tag them in it. And if they like it and they want to watch the Real Life TV network and get on board and figure some stuff up about life, money, and business and property, then they can. If not, they'll just scroll on by. So everybody else, please do why Gregg keeps fidgeting more than his child does, right, with his screen and making all those banging noises. I want you to share it, and I want you to comment on here and let us know. Here we go. Where do we want to do this? Property investors with Real Life Group. Yeah, in the Real Life Tribe, we want to do that. Where else do we want to put it? Let's put it in all the good places where people want this to happen. Yeah, Enlightened Warrior. Oh yeah, come on then. Yeah, let's make it happen. So this. Instead, just in time for Stacy to.
I was playing ball tonight. Luckily.
Glad you could join us. So
part of the fun.
So this is what's happening right now. I want you to tell us who you are. So I know Charlotte's on here. So who are the other people watching? Tell us where you are, what part of the country. Yeah, and start tagging some people. Now, if you share this on your timeline and you tagged at least 10 people, and if you're in the Real Life Tribe, you need to tag 10 people in the tribe and 10 people outside of the tribe. We will be picking someone at random who qualifies to win some Real Life merchandise. Ooh. Yes, Dean, good to see you on here as well. So remember to tag people, share it on your timeline, and you could be given a chance to win some Real Life merchandise. We are ever expanding the product line. So let's have a look what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about building a property portfolio when you've got a busy schedule. Well, what is a busy schedule? That's number one. So these people here, we kind of met and come across each other 2018. I think it was.
Yeah, towards the end of 2018, yeah.
Yeah, towards this. So it's not, it's not a very long time at all, although it seems like a hell of a long time with all of the different things that happen in the world, in real life, all the businesses, all the properties, all the people, all the tribe, and yourselves, and what you guys have been doing as well. And back then you had full-on schedules, and now you have more of a full-on schedule, which I'm sure you're going to tell us about, and yet still are building and paving your way forward to building that property empire, that property business, and all of the things associated with how you can generate income. So guys, if you've only just joined us, put hashtag live. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on the replay, put hashtag replay. Yeah, and what I want you to do is I want you to, before we get into this, we're talking about time. We're talking about, time management, talking about pain management. We're talking about how to get over challenges, what sufferings. Like we're talking about how to, when you go into deals that don't necessarily go the way you want it, how do you handle all that stuff? How do you keep it going? Plus growing a family, plus working full time, and all of that good stuff. So also let me know in the comments who's still working, full time, part time. I've left my job. I am my job, whatever. Yeah, and if you share this on your timeline and you tag at least 10 people, you're going to enter yourself into a competition where we'll pick someone at the end. If you're still here, we'll call you out. And if you're here, then that's you win. That's you winning some real, like you get to choose, by the way, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to go some workout clothes, maybe some leggings, maybe some, phone accessories, some cups or whatever else is on there. I don't know. Yeah, excellent. So this is it, guys. This is it. I want you to just tell people, who you are, who your company is, and let's get straight into, because you need to tell people where you've come from, where you are now, so people know what kind of questions they can put forward to the panel, the Real Life Money Monday panel today.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Well, firstly, apologies for being late. This is all part of the fun with having a very young child and property. So as it says, we're Gregg and Stacy. We are AR Ventures. That is our kind of main company, although we've got multiple companies with other tribe members and other people as well. So who are we, I guess? As Mark said, we came into real life just over 2 years ago. At that point, I was working full-time as a teacher of drama in a secondary school. Gregg works in, well, essentially to me, it's recruitment, but he'll give you another definition. But my surface knowledge of what he does is IT recruitment. So you can go into that in a minute if you want.
Okay.
And we, I suppose, just to give you kind of some context, we'd kind of been in the property game, I suppose, as it were, for maybe 2 years before meeting yourselves.
Yeah.
Not really getting anywhere, not really doing much. And then we met yourselves, and that's where it all changed, really. So since then, we've built our portfolio. I then went part-time after having our daughter. And then we're hoping actually this year for me to leave my job altogether. So, yeah, wait for that news to come.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of a nutshell, I suppose, of where we were, where we're at. I don't know if you want to say any more.
I work for a large IT organisation specialising in services, just to give you some context to that, everyone. So it's a bit more sophisticated than what Stacy says, but yeah, it's challenging, but it's allowed me to bring some skills into what we're currently doing now. But at the same time, under Mark's guidance, I've evolved those skills, and obviously we've now built our portfolio off the back of some of those skills that I had. But ultimately, yeah, we're a team, and we've had to work as a team since day one. We know what our strengths and weaknesses are, but ultimately, since the Annabella arrived, we've been even more focused, but we've had to be more of a team, and we've had to be more balanced when we can and can't do things. But that's a little bit about us. But we're open books. We're happy to field any questions.
Definitely had lots of experiences.
Yeah.
I think in the first maybe 3 months of our coaching, I think we had about 6 offers accepted. None of those actually went through in the end. Those aren't in our portfolio now, not through lack of trying, through lack of, grits. There were just various things came up, which were massive learning curves, which made the next deals much better. But yeah, things don't always go to plan, as you've said.
Let's go straight into it, because we like to bring a different vibe each time we open this Money Monday panel. So you had 6 offers accepted. So what would and let's just bear all, because sometimes we look back and it can be reasons, it can be excuses, it can be things that we either didn't want to put ourselves into a situation, or it may be something else happened. So you went full steam ahead. You got 6 offers accepted.
Yeah.
You just stated none of those are currently in your portfolio. So you never went ahead with any of those 6 deals in the first place. So what were some of the things that happened that kind of didn't make them come to fruition?
So one of them was a great deal on paper. Then I went to see the property, and then I walked up to the top of the stairs and looked out through the gable end, and I could literally see the whole of the house next door.
Through the wall.
Through the wall. I wasn't put off by that, believe it or not. I then went. I then did some more due diligence and realised actually the house has got or had a lot of subsidence issues. So basically the numbers didn't work, but it was a good learning curve because I obviously grew my knowledge around subsidence, etc., etc. So there's a win there.
I mean, the challenge with that one was, I mean, you know, Mark, you'll probably remember that deal from our coaching calls. It literally was months. We kept coming on these calls and going, we just don't know what to do about it. Like, we're getting the bill quotes, but then we just don't know whether we should have it or not. Like, we were going back and forward so many times. It was like we were so precious with this deal because it was one of our first that we were like almost, we wanted to make it work so badly, but then there was obviously, looking back, something in our gut that was telling us it just wasn't the right deal for us. But we wasted so much time and energy on that deal, whereas actually when we eventually let it go, you know, that then opened the door for other opportunities. So that was for me the biggest learning curve, was just look at the numbers. If the numbers don't work, walk away, you know, rather than being so emotionally attached to it.
Yeah, we were emotionally attached to that one. I must have drove past it hundreds of times. But also there was another one where we were a week, we had the investor all sorted, that we were a week off completing, and all of a sudden someone came in with the cash and basically took it from us. And we couldn't do anything about it. So I think we handled that one really well, actually.
Yeah, well.
after I walked around the garden for 10 minutes, but I was fine. But I think the learn from that one was we need to move faster. We used all our training to help us get to that point, but I think we probably took a bit too much time getting to that point, believe it or not. So that was another key learn.
And then one that I think was quite significant is was the first one?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, I think the first offer we had accepted was on a 3-bed, soon to be 6-bed HMO. And we raised all of the finance for that. So we were going to basically part the cash. So we raised £250,000 worth of finance for that deal. And we were all moving forward. It was all going ahead. And then we stopped looking for other investors because we were like, well, we've got one. So, you know, we don't need to look anywhere else. Let's just stop. And then similar to that, I think it was about 2 weeks before we were due to complete, the gentleman who was involved had a family incident and had to basically move all of his cash to help out a family member. So therefore, we suddenly had the deal completed and no money and no leads because we got complacent. So that's something we've definitely learned. Luckily, in that case, we managed to source it on. So we still managed to make a little bit of money anyway. But again, yeah, it was just things like, it's amazing what you learn when you're in it.
And the other ones, we just, I think we were just trying to force them to work for us. And once again, we weren't thinking about the end in mind. And as a result of that, those 3 properties, I'm glad they weren't in our portfolios. But once again, it's all learning. It's all learning, and I think from that we actually sat down and actually reflected and thought, actually, we need to just be a lot more calculated with moving forward with these projects.
Yeah, and actually, even though we didn't complete on those projects, it built relationships with the agents because I think we managed to keep the communication very open. Yeah. And so we were constantly speaking to the agents about why we're doing this, why we're doing that. So then when we did have to pull out or somebody else got the deal over us, it didn't tarnish a relationship. And those agents we then went on to buy properties with later. So, you know, I don't regret any of it. And
also the power team that we built around it, you know, we still use today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great learnings. It's like a little bit of a dominoes effect. Once we took stock of that, then the rest of the deals came.
So like, was there any point where you're like, you know, 6 offers in the beginning, none of them are going through, although you said you made some money from sourcing? Was it just one you sourced or more than one?
We just sourced the one.
Yeah, source one. So, okay. So was there any point where you thought, oh my, like, this just isn't for me, it's not working? You know, was there any point where that was going to happen?
I remember a time that.
Go on.
I'm very sunny. I'm conscious that you can't see my face very well. Is that all right?
You just look like an angel. It's okay.
Well, I'm just
Carry on.
the light of this relationship, clearly. I feel like I'm glowing. I might have to shift sideways slightly in a minute.
Go on. We're keeping this real. Go on.
Yeah, there was a moment I remember I was at school, and it was the one where somebody came in and basically, I can't remember what the saying is, but basically
Gazumptus.
No, there's an official term for it, but they put a contract race. Apparently, you're not supposed to do it, but these people did it. Apparently, amateur investors do this. They get their solicitors to put a contract forward, even though it's already in contract. Technically, it's not illegal, but it's very much frowned upon. So they did that, and our sister couldn't do anything about it. It was too late. They'd completed it. We didn't even know. And I remember having a conversation. I was in the disabled toilet at school, having this call with you, and you were like, effing and blinding, you were very emotional about it because it was just so frustrating, and we'd spent so much time doing that. But I think that's never happened again. So I don't know why that was a changing point for you. But I just remember that being very much a, gosh, should we put ourselves through this? Like, is this worth it? Obviously, we did. We carried on, but.
So did you want to quit? Because let's face it, like some people, they go out there and either they're not taking any action, so they don't get any offers accepted. But you guys had some offers accepted. So I'm just trying to get a vibe from you. What is it worse, the fact that you got them accepted, but then nothing happened from it?
Do you know what? It was at the end of that period of those 6. How long it had taken us? I think because we'd had these on the table for about 6 months. I did question myself. I questioned my ability and think, do I actually have the skills to be able to do this? And should we just move on and just go, you know what, we tried, pat ourselves on the back. We did try, we gave it a good go, but we've got jobs. Should we just stay in our jobs? That's what my thought process was at that time, especially that last one where we got the contract race came in, and I was pushing the solicitor, and I could just feel my emotions very much at the forefront. I was just very angry about it, as you probably can imagine, Mark. Until but ultimately, I think we're very different, and I think you're very calming. And as a result of that, you let the steam off, but at the same time, you then let me come back, and then we have a lot more calculated conversations. But ultimately as well, like when we were going for that process, the reason the motion was there is we knew what the potential was, and we knew that we could do it, because loads of people had done it, but we just needed to stay focused and on track. And I think I think that happened, and we said, right, let's get the next deal.
Yeah.
Let's get the next deal. Because at that point, raising finance wasn't an issue because we were doing it.
So what was the turning point from this whole, maybe, we should just, say we tried, we had a good go. What was the turning point that said, no, let's keep going?
Honestly, it was the fact that we'd invested the money. We'd invested money into We'd invested the money into a previous property education, and I wanted to see results from it, and I wanted to see that the money that we put into it was valuable, and when we got something from it, so we could actually look back and go, you know what, we did that training, and as a result of that, we were able to grow this portfolio.
I think as well, it was, to be honest, I think it was the tribe, just being part of a tribe that we're part of. You can't just give up because everybody's, in there together and everyone's moving forward. So, when you have your bad days and you just go in there and you say, well, actually, people are doing it. So it's obviously possible, like you said. I think if we were on our own before this point, and that's why we nearly gave up plenty of times, whereas when we're not on our own, it made it a lot easier to keep going.
But the coaching was having the coaches, having you, Mark, and Trish as the coach. Our coaches was invaluable, that period, and you got us to put to that point of putting those 6 offers in, but you also got us through that stage of where we lost them all. Yeah, okay, we sourced one of them on, etc. But then you were also with us on that journey where we got those 3 over the line as well. So but we also did a lot of growing outside of property within that coaching. We didn't get properties at the start of the coaching because there was a lot of work that I personally had to work through in order to get myself in a good place to be able to get the property working. And the same with yourself, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. I think on reflection, actually, I don't think we were ready for the deals when they came up. Like Greg said, at the beginning of our coaching journey, we were dealing with a lot of personal barriers and a personal limiting beliefs that, those deals could have worked. If we'd got them now, who knows, we could have put them all through, but we weren't ready, and opportunity doesn't come to you if you're not ready for it. So I honestly think it all happened for a reason, and we are where we are because we're meant to be where we are.
Yeah, everyone always wants to accelerate super quick, and they want to see, get rich quick type of things. But with you guys, I think it's just a good example of saying that, okay, so there's property technical information that's required. Yeah, but then it was only when you worked on yourselves personally where things started to actually happen and move forward in the way that you want. So what would you say to the people, or what's your answer to the question of like, how do you find that balance between, is it something technically I don't know? Because some people, they just keep wanting to know technical. So how do you find that balance between, technical, but ultimately I'm the driver, or I'm the vehicle of the implementation of all of this? How do you explain that?
We can go on first.
I think for me, it's a bit like driving a car. Like, you get in on your first lesson, and you don't have any idea really how to drive the car. You might have had, I've seen people do it. You might have, had a quick go with, your dad when you were 10, but you don't really know what you're doing. But you've got somebody there who knows what they're doing and they're guiding you. And you do it. You don't sit in the car and just go, well, I don't know how to drive down the motorway at 80 miles an hour, so I'm not going to take 1 inch forward. You trust the process and you trust the learning, and that's been the biggest learning for me, is trust the process, because whatever it is that you've got to deal with, personally, that's more important, because you could have all the knowledge, and we had a lot of knowledge, like on paper, we'd done lots of training, and we knew the technical aspects in theory, but we just weren't applying ourselves. We were stopping ourselves 100%. I think the story starts and ends with yourself, and as you get more successful, again, it's only us and only yourself, I think, that stops you or carries you on. And that's why we're at, another crossroads in our sort of journey now, where we either stay as we are and we stop growing, or we make a change and we go to the next level. We can't continue as we are because there's too much to balance, and so we've got to make that decision, and that's down to us. It's not going to happen on its own.
And that decision will come very shortly. But I think as well is it's being comfortable with the knowledge that you do know, and not trying to worry what the question to G, H, I, etc. is, when all you need to worry about is what's A, B, and C. I think at the start I was very much wanted to know everything, but actually as a result of that, it was holding me back. But I didn't need to know all of that. That's why you get a power team around you, but also as you go through the process of different, and you have different experiences, you pick that knowledge up anyway.
Yeah, and I think people have a perception, like somebody said to me, I won't name him now, but he's watching. Somebody said to me the other day, now once you know what you're doing, you're more confident. And I said, if I'm all honesty, I still don't know what I'm doing. Like, our portfolio is coming up to $1 million, but I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do in each situation, or, when something comes up, I've got enough people around me to support that decision, but I can't say I know the whole path, because even if you've drawn out, well, we know it. Every deal that we've had has gone in a completely different direction to what we expected. Doesn't mean that they don't work, they have worked, but it's not what I imagined to happen. So it doesn't matter if you could plan it out forever, and I guarantee you it's not going to work the way you've planned it anyway. So you might as well just move forward with the support and the knowledge around you and deal with things as they come up.
It's a good point.
So you're gone.
All I was going to say was, I think I told myself to enjoy the journey, and as a result of that, because I was enjoying it, I was more open. I was more open to those new experiences, but also the not telling myself I knew it all. So I was more open to that knowledge, and as a result of that, I felt good about myself. I've then found myself in different situations, different conversations. I was attracting different people because I was more open to a lot of things. So it's definitely been a lot of learnings.
So what we find is, because when we started back in 2017, start of 2017, start of 2017, it's like, as people see, and you go track this back on social media, things happen very quickly. And we did have 6 offers and then 7 offers accepted very quickly. And we did follow on, and all of those are in our portfolio. And we went through it forward very quickly. We made a lot of mistakes, but there was a lot of growth. There's a lot of money being made. There's been many deals. There's been many things off the back of it that have happened. So it's obvious as well that the people that have accelerated the quickest, and we always teach this, it's like people always ask me, how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for me to get this or get that? What all of these other people have done. Oh, they built 4 million. They did 5 million. Oh, they're making 10K a month cash flow. How long is it going to take me? And I used to say, oh, it could be quick. But now I realize it takes as long as it takes. But one of the factors is that people need to be aware of is resistance. And me saying this now, it's not really going to give you all the information, because you've got to come and experience it yourself. But if you've got high resistance, you move very slow. If you got low resistance, you move very fast. Yeah, and a lot of people, when I see them finally, and they come to an event or a training, or we cross paths in some way, then it's like, oh yeah, I was watching you 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and I'm so happy to be getting started now. My question is, and I want your point of view on it. My question is, why that 1 or 2 years before, if it's kind of something you want to do anyway? Why does that happen?
I think fear. I think fear of what's possible. I think people tell themselves that they do want it, but then when it's that fear of, if they take that step, that they're on that path to achieving it, and as a result of that, I do think that they talk themselves out of it, and they go, it's okay, I'll start next week. But the trouble of that's a snowballing effect, and then all of a sudden you look back and a year's gone, and I truly believe it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, and maybe just lack of clarity. I think maybe a lot of people know that they want something different, but they don't know quite what that something is. Like, they wake up every day and think, life's okay, but perhaps they think that life is just meant to be okay. They see these people living their amazing lives. You watch the films, there's people on these big jet boats and all of that. Not jet boat.
Jet boat. Ignore that. Speedboats.
Speedboat. Jet boat. It's a boat with a jet.
I was going to Google jet boat after this.
Yeah. Google it. I bet it is something. I meant to think like a yacht. Like a big yacht.
Totally different.
Yeah. Jet boat. But it was in jet skis the other day. It's in my mind. On these yachts, and you think, oh yeah, that's nice. Some people live like that, but it's not for me. But actually, why not for you? I'm sure they didn't grow up they weren't born in that life. There's something that's happened over the time to get them where they are, and why not everybody else?
But is it similar to when people are going to start going to the gym or being consistent with the gym, or is it similar when people say, yeah, I'm going to start eating healthily now? Is it the same as that? Like, oh, okay, well, I kind of started looking into it, but then this one meal won't matter. Oh, actually, it's a weekend now. Oh, actually, it's Valentine's Day now, so that's okay. Oh, no, now it's someone's birthday. Oh, now it's Easter. Yeah, you got to eat some chocolate at Easter. Yeah. Oh, now it's pancake day. You got to eat some pancakes. Oh, now it's coming up to the summer. Got to have some barbecues. Yeah, vegetables, of course. Yeah. Now it's coming back round to more birthdays, more parties. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not American, but I'm going to celebrate that anyway. Oh, it's Chinese, I'm going to have some. That as well. Oh, now it's Halloween. Oh, now it's bonfire night. Oh, actually, now it's my Christmas work day. Oh, it's Christmas now. Oh, it's New Year. Is it a bit like that?
100%. 100%. Consistency. It's forming those habits. 100%. Like even like, if you look at those bodybuilders, okay, they don't just wake up in the morning and look like that. The dedication, the time, the consistency, obviously with consistency with every aspect of their life, they have to adhere to. And it's the same with, for them to get to their purpose of being Arnold Schwarzenegger, up there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't even remember what it's called, but stay with me, Mark.
It's a jet boat.
Yeah, jet boat.
It's for sleep deprivation.
Yeah, but it's more around Mr. Universe. That's what I was thinking of. But but at the same time, it's the same with property as well. Like if you've never done it before, you need to put the time and dedication and consistency into it for you to get out what you put in.
I think as well, it's environment is a massive part of it.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy just for life and everything that involves, like you just explained, to get in the way of what it is you're doing. Like everybody has their, I suppose, routine. You get up, you get to work, you look after kids, whatever it might be for you. And so then to try and just jar that and go a different way, there's resistance, like you say, because that's what you've always known. So I think it takes a big shift, either a painful shift or an inspiration shift, and I'm preaching to the choir, I know, Mark, because this is what you say to us, but I think it's true. Like there's got to be a momentous moment, whether that's just in your mind or whether something happens that causes you think that enough is enough, time is now.
Okay, yes.
That's where we are.
So people have to hit the rock bottom. So just a reminder to these people who are watching now, please put hashtag live if you're watching it live now. Quickly do that. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, and if you're watching on the replay, put hashtag replay. And all you need to do is you need to share this on your feed right now and tag 10 people. If you're in the tribe, tag 10 people in the tribe, 10 people out of the tribe, and you'll be in with a chance to win some real life merchandise. You can choose from our shop. Our team will be in touch with you to make that happen. Yeah, so that's what you can do. Yeah, so look, you are around environment, and I can see many names on here commenting on this who have been to the last Secrets Exposed, even the ones before that as well. And that's definitely an environment where like we take people through the process of being able to find deals, raise finance, hone in on strategies, understand this challenge, that challenge, all the whole process and how it works, setting it up as a business as well. And in fact, we've just we've came up with a new method, right? We're that confident that people get results and they raise money. You know what we did? We said like, you can register for the event and pay nothing now. Come to the entire 3 days. It's a virtual event, 3 days. So it's not even like you have to come to a room. It's going to be awkward or anything. You come to the entire 3 days, and then you only pay at the end of the 3 days, only if you love it. If you think it was a pile of rubbish and you didn't get anything from it, don't even pay us any money ever. I don't want anything from you. That's how confident we are that, and how we're just kind of doing it as a nice, bit of fun, bit of party weekend, finding deals, which I actually found a deal at the last event. Thank you very much. Offer accepted.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
I use it for the environment too. I mean, it's nice when you can make one call and get that one call and you get the offer accepted straight away and moving forward with it, then that's brilliant. Yeah. Other than that, what you can do is you can get stuck into your old way of thinking and be surrounded by the people around you. It's funny because I just had a conversation with my daughter yesterday. She said to me, Daddy, I don't want to be vegetarian. And I was like, okay, yeah, why? And she's like, oh, because I like meat. And I was like, okay, when's the last time you ate meat? And, it's ages ago and all of this. And I said, okay, so why do you want to do that? Anyway, what it came down to is like, there's people around her and her friends and the school and, other people where like they glorify eating meat. Now, I'm not against anybody who wants to eat meat. I just want, especially my children and the people around me, to just have the correct information so they can make a decision. Yeah, eventually, the whole planet will not eat meat. Like, I don't know if it's going to be in the next 5 years, 50 years, 500 years, who knows? But there will be a time where eventually. Why? Because, like, they found history in the Romans and the gladiators as far back as all of this, that they're all plant-based. It's in our teeth. There's a program on Netflix called Game Changers. Bless that guy who did all of that research to be able to give it you in 1 hour and 25 minutes. You must have took that guy a long time. Yeah, 1 hour and 25 minutes. Boom, all of that information right there. Yeah, but it comes down to the environment. So anyway, we sit down and we watch that, and we ask her questions. I said, "How do you think about it now?" She's like, "I tell you what it was." I said, "Do you want Daddy to eat meat?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Oh, because you will die younger." Yeah, because it kind of slows your blood circulation down, your repair time, your rejuvenation, your DNA is impacted, all sorts is impacted. The fat in your blood. And anyway, I turned this into like a vegan promotion. But going back to what you said, it's the environment that glorifies that. I mean, back in the day, they even glorified having sports stars, film stars, smoking cigarettes, telling you it's good for you. Insane stuff, right? And now the same thing is done with like types of food. Oh, eat this, fat-free this. We took the fat out and replaced it with 15 chemicals, that's used to kill rats. It's okay because you won't get fat.
Won't be able to tell the story.
Die skinny.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so the environment, but this is the same thing. It's like, oh, don't do property. Oh, you'll have tenants calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they've got leaky faucets, and you've got, this problem. Oh, someone wrecked the joint, and all the rest of it. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Having those, they're not the problem. Having tenants that cause a problem, and that's happening. That's not the problem. The problem is when you do not have tenants. That's the problem. When nobody's calling you. Yeah, because there's no problem because no one in there.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, actually, just in relation to environment, I think a lot of the time it is in your head that people will think or do a certain thing. Like, the reason I say that is in the whole of our journey, I don't think there's anybody actually in our network who has said, "Why are you doing that? That's stupid." There's been people who have said, "Oh, just be cautious, just watch what you're doing." But as soon as we've committed and said, "This is what we're doing," there's been nothing but supportive. We've, like a lot of our investors are close friends. And I think part of me thought that they wouldn't be, and that they would judge, or that they would, think we're stupid or reckless, or, whatever image I had in my head. But actually they weren't. And so I wonder sometimes whether people do the same. Just imagine the reactions that are there.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing then. Like, if now you had 6 offers accepted, none of them went through, you only managed to source it on, didn't probably even pay for the the fuel and the headache and the rest of it. You said, I want to keep going. It was because of the environment. Yeah. What are some of the other challenges that have come up, and like, how did you overcome them as well?
In terms of like specifically for deals, or just generally building the portfolio?
Keep it real, anything.
Just what's the, look here. I said at the beginning, I said, Greg, we want to add as much value as possible here to the people. So I don't want to hide anything. I just want to be totally transparent. This is what it is. I always say it. If anyone has ever been to any training that I've done, I always say, I'm not here to teach you how to do it when everything goes right. I am going to show you the processes and the principles to follow when, not if, when things don't go to plan, because they don't. And anybody who wants to tell you, I've done this mistake, so you're not going to make mistakes anymore and all that garbage, they're lying to themselves more than they're lying to you. So I'm just saying, like, what are some of the challenges? And if people, we want to rephrase it as a challenge to like, oh, I was able to sort out and learn from it. Yeah, good. But sometimes when people run into them for the first time, they run for the hills and they want to start blaming everyone, all the difficulties, when all it came down to is lack of clarity. I mean, I had it on a conversation and a call that I had to, like an emergency type of gathering meeting that had to happen, and within 15 minutes it was sorted. Clarity situation. So all of these things always happen, and I just got pretty good at sorting out even the most blunderous of things. But how has that happened for you? Like,
well, I mean, you might have some specific property ones that you could talk about, but for me, I think the biggest challenge we've had is probably just balancing our personal lives with building our business. Obviously, as you know, we're a couple. We've got a daughter. Our daughter was born. We actually, it was quite funny. We went the day after our daughter was born, we went to the library, like the local library, you know, proper old school, to print out the forms for our broker to sign for our first HMO, like the day after. So literally her whole life has been non-stop, go, build after build, you know, tenants, all of that. And don't get me wrong, that there's been some challenges, like, you know, there's been times where I've wanted to just sit and just be with her all day, you know, not pick up the phone, not go out on site, you know, do the things that keep our business going. And there has been times where I've wanted just to give up. But then there's always been, I guess, something inside of me that says we've come this far. Like, if we stop at that point, we're only going to remember the hard work. We're not going to get the benefit of it. And actually having our daughter, for me, really spurred us on. Like as soon as I was pregnant, I felt like that was it. We were like, right, we've got to do this, because it just meant it wasn't us two anymore. And I think a lot of the challenges we had before she was born was that we were trying to work as a business and as an intimate relationship, and that, you know, is unique in our situation for us. But it was hard. Like, you know, we've had some serious, like, heated rows. You know, I remember doing the coaching form the night before, and like, it's meant to be like, you know, an hour or whatever. It usually took about 3 hours because we'd go round the rigor and all the emotion would come out because it triggers what you're thinking about, you know. And I'd be annoyed one week and then you'd be annoyed, and it took us a long time to actually learn to respect each other and to listen to each other. You know, and to actually have that boundary between being a business and being an intimate relationship, because you just can't blur the two, because it just affects both. You know, you can't be effective at either if there's no boundaries. And that's the same with our family life. Like, you know, we did a code of honour for us as a couple, as a family, you know, and it's things like switching off at 9:30 at night as much as possible, you know, having a Saturday off as a family, like things that feel counterproductive. You know, and I say this to my coaching clients all the time, because they want to work really, really hard and they want to keep going and pushing, and, you know, that's great, but you are the vehicle. And if you don't allow yourself to rest, you will just break. And that's, to me, has been a massive challenge. And don't get me wrong, I don't think we're there yet. I still feel like there's work to do. You know, we still have to remind ourselves to be patient and compassionate. Greg's looking at me because he knows, yeah.
No, I'd echo everything. I think there was a danger where, as soon as Stacy got pregnant, it was like, right, we've got 9 months now to really drive this. So when Annabelle comes, we've got everything in the pipeline. But as a result of that, I was just driving Stacy so hard. I don't think it was, but she would tell you different. As in, I was just micromanaging her. I was just constantly pushing, and it came to the point where that's not the way she's motivated. And I had to take a step back and think, actually, I'm doing more damage here than good. So as a result of that, we did have some heated arguments. We even read the book, what is it, Men from Mars, Women Are from Venus?
Yeah, massively helped.
Yeah, it did help massively. I think we've read it more than once. But ultimately, through that process, I've now realised that's how to marry.
Hello? Is that them, guys? Put it in the comments. Let me know if that's them. Let me know if the whole connection has gone. Just put, if you just say if you can still hear me. Put it in the comments. Yeah. And yeah, it must have been them. Yeah. So hey, you know, the cool thing about that, before Stacy just said it, I was going to ask it, and I was going to bring it to the table, that these guys did more deals since they had their daughter than when before they didn't have the time. They only had those guys themselves to think about. And yeah, then it was like, oh my goodness, I got a baby. And all of a sudden they start getting more deals. They start getting more project management clients and running clients for them as well. And it all changed. So guys, I was just telling them that I was going to say, before you brought it up, Stacey, I was going to ask the question. You guys did more deals and more project management and more in properties, got more results since you had your daughter, which apparently gives you less time. So then all the training and all the coaching comes into play then, because we're always making it apparent for you. So I never tell you, because how, if I told you, how would you work it out for yourself? Yeah, you can do 10 times more than what you're currently doing in a third of the time.
Yeah.
Think of the impact of that, guys. Put it in the comments and let me know what you think about the impact. If you could do 10 times more results in a third of the time that you're currently taking, because this is what it comes down to. And the hard bit is, what I see is when people are like, oh, it's a little bit difficult in property because of X, Y, and Z. What's the alternative? You just stay doing what you're doing. I mean, you wanted to do something different for a reason in the first place. So, you want to just go back and do that. And that's why the continuous, consistency over intensity. You're talking about, what did you talk about earlier? You said something because someone commented, oh yeah, you burn out, this burnout thing. Here's for all the people that get burnt out. I do not believe in burnout. It's just something somebody made up, some excuse maker somewhere. Yeah. Because the first thing is, like Greg said earlier, you need to enjoy the journey. You don't stop. I don't know about you guys, but this is Real Life Money Monday and want to bear all. I don't think, people when they have sex are like, come on guys, let's get this over and done with. Let's get to the end goal here. Yeah, I'm pretty certain people don't do that. And if they do, I'm not sure, how that's going to go down.
Probably not doing it right.
Yeah, but it's the build up to it. It's like the thought of it. It's the excitement of the process. It's the fun and games you can have along the way. Yeah, and I'm talking about life here now. So I don't know what you guys are thinking about. But I'm talking about fun and games. Yeah, so burnout is not. You don't burn out. Like during sex, people are like, oh no, I'm finished now. I'm tired. You don't do that. I've never seen that happen, or anybody's ever told me that. Yeah. So when you're enjoying the process, there is no burnout. I work all day, every day, if circumstances allowed that, because I just love it. I love helping people. I love communicating. I love managing projects. I love building businesses. I love putting process and systems in place. I love finding deals. I'm not above anything. I'll empty the bins. I'll sweep up. I'll get on my hands and knees with paper around my things and take that stuff off the floor. Yeah, so I don't mind ringing a thing. I'll speak to a tenant on there. Do I have systems, mechanisms, and built a team for things like that to be taking place? Yes, absolutely. But I'm not afraid of doing it if I had to. Yeah. But then there's other things that people want in life, like building a family, having children. I got 3 already and another one coming soon. So that will be 4. I like to travel. I like to, I like to just go on a walk. I like to spend time taking care of myself. I like, working out, so like, all of this time I'll be doing all of these things, but it's consistency over intensity.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, I'm in the gym, man, I've got to do it, and all the rest of it. Or like, no pain, no gain. It's like, look, if I'm in the gym and something's hurting, I will stop immediately. Why would I stop immediately? Because I plan to continue to work out for the rest of my life. I don't want to cause a problem that means now I can't work out for 6 weeks on the shoulders, or I can only do lower body. I mean, forget doing leg days every day. That would drive me insane. Yeah. So like consistency over intensity. So people do research. They go out and like, oh, I did 5 hours of this, but then you don't do anything. It's the consistency over the intensity. I'm intense. I like intense. We do programs over 3 days, over 4 days, super intense. We've got PSE coming up. We've got PWT coming up, which is off the chart, live day, live. It's live, in person. Has to be, because of the results that we get from our people. So many people totally transform their entire existence, let alone portfolio, relationships, saved marriages, made marriages. People get pregnant. Not at the program, obviously. That's a different program where that happens. Yeah. But like,
I was going to say, Mark, on that, not on the pregnancy note, before you said that, that's not how it happened. I feel like there's there's an expectation sometimes that we perhaps put on ourselves that it should, and this is the journey now, not sex, should be painful. Like, I've got to graft, I've got to like blood, sweat and tears into this journey. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, really, it shouldn't be like that, because you're not going to continue. Actually, if you are just enjoying it and you're going at the pace that is exciting for you, but, you're enjoying it, that's going to surely make you go further than if you're pushing yourself so far that you just hate it. And then why? Like, it doesn't have to be painful.
And I think it's how you respond. Most people are reacting, right? Knee-jerk reaction, especially to the market, especially in the crypto market. It's hilarious. Yeah, people. The market only goes down when people sell. So when the market's going down, why are people selling? I just don't know why you're selling. It's so funny. Knee-jerk reaction, not responding. So the response, and we just did on Friday an ATM session. Only happens every 2 months. Full day training, always totally customized to the that group of people, and we actually made them face up to that wall that people run into, where like, I had enough of this now. Let me just stop. Yeah, the problem is, just like when you go to the gym, people only usually do it just enough. They do just enough to feel the pain, but not get any results. And this is because they go for some intensity versus the consistency. They're like, all right, that's it. I'm not going to eat now. I'm going to only eat one salad a day, and be really intense about a diet, rather than the consistency of the diet is what brings the results. The consistency of the gym is what brings the results. The consistency of, do I fill myself with negativity in the media and the propaganda, or do I give myself the consistency of a positive environment, supportive people, empowering people, people who believe in me, people who make my ideas right, make my ideas real, make my goals real, and all of that good stuff. So people are loving the conversation. So thank you so much for at least appreciating that on here. So that is super awesome. So we've got to wrap this up. We've got to wrap this up a little bit now, but I just want to reiterate that point, which is the consistency versus the intensity. You got to go for consistency every time, because if not, you end up only ever doing just enough to feel the pain and the burn. Yeah, but you never get through that wall. You never know what you're really capable of, because you don't keep going again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And we all know that people say, take action, go out of your comfort zone, all the rest of it. But it's not like something where I have to go from lifting, 2 kg to 500 kg. I mean, come on, you wouldn't attempt that in the gym. And if you do, you just look stupid. Yeah, that's, you really start giving it all that swing, wailing and all that stuff. And then you're not seeing in the gym for weeks because you pulled your back.
And the rest.
It's silly. So this is like, this game, it's like, be consistent, have a laugh, meet up with people, have people who believe in, the dream and believe in the thing. So 2 questions. Yeah. So we can wrap this up. First question, I just want you to give a brief, compact message. Yeah. 15 seconds each on, like, based on everything that we covered tonight, you got a microphone that's going to translate your message to all the languages across the world. What is it you're going to say to people who want to win in life?
Mine is, remember what's important to you and don't ever let that be sacrificed.
Awesome.
Mine would be, you're the vehicle to get you to your dreams. You need to establish what your outcome is, your true purpose, and just stay consistent and don't lose sight of that end goal, because you will get there.
Awesome. Good. So one more question, and we have to announce the winner to make sure the winner is here. So I'm gonna announce the person who's been put through, who's qualified and has been picked at random, and then I'm going to ask you this very super important question that we can never let people forget. So the person who has qualified and been selected this week, so you need to be watching it right now. So let us know in the comments. Yeah, just coming through now. Results are coming through. Let's see the results. Yeah, the results are in, and it is Charlotte Jones. Charlotte.
Yes.
So please comment, or we have to go to the next person who is also qualified. Yeah, so please comment in here, Charlotte. So look, thank you so much for coming on here, guys. I think it's been a super spicy episode, and you know, I'd love to see loads of people watching it and putting more comments on here as well. That is awesome. Yeah, great. Yeah, loads of people coming on here. I love it. Fantastic. People on YouTube, people on Facebook. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we must never, ever, ever forget. Yeah, so Charlotte's on here. Excellent. Good. So Charlotte, the team will reach out to you, and you'll be able to select what it is you want from the store, or if you already have the link for the store, go and select it now so that you can get it going. So listen, like, don't start. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah. So listen, it's super important final question, and that is that we can never, ever let the people forget that they must do the right thing for the right reason. Now, why is that?
It's the only way you discover your true potential.
Yeah, you guys rehearsed that or something. That was awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And as they said it right here, first time with no rehearsal, you got to do the right thing for the right reason, because that is the only way you're going to discover your true potential. Thank you for watching Real Life TV Network. Goodbye. See you soon.
See you later, guys.